This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com.
John Cena has been drafted to Raw while he's the WWE champion on SmackDown, and Batista didn't move over to SmackDown until after he defeated Triple H in a Hell in a Cell match at Vengeance. Why the hold to move Cena for that long before before moving Batista? I mean, what's the rationale here? For a minute, you've got two champs on one show.
Well, keeps you guessing.
It really is that simple.
It really is that simple because it kind of it gives you something to talk about. Like, what the hell is going to happen now?
Right.
There's one without a champion, and it gives you, it's a built-in story.
JBL defeats The Undertaker, Chris Benoit, Booker T, Christian, and Muhammad Hassan in an elimination match around the 33-minute mark. Taker's disqualified at 8:43 after hitting Hassan with a steel chair. Hassan gets counted out. JBL pins Benoit with a DDT around 18.5 minutes. Christian pins Booker with a roll-up around 32 minutes. And then JBL would ultimately pin Christian with the clothesline from hell. And the stipulation is the winner becomes the new world champion. And moments later, Teddy Long came out and said JBL couldn't be the new champion because SmackDown had just drafted its new champion. And he introduced the world heavyweight champion Batista, and JBL is now announced as the #1 contender. So this is Batista's surprise return to SmackDown after a 3-year absence. When a guy moves like this, a big star, one of your prime stars like Batista, does he view moving to this show as maybe a demotion? I mean, we've always heard that.
Why the hell would it be a demotion?
Well, because the perception, and perception is reality, is that Raw's the A show, SmackDown's the B show. And
that depends on whose perception you're counting. If it's,
amongst the talent, the show that's live, people believe to be Vince's baby, the flagship, Monday Night Raw. SmackDown is the little engine that could. It's doing fine, but it's taped, so therefore it's quote unquote less special. That's the perception from fans and some of the guys who did the work in the ring. You say nay, nay?
I say nay, nay. Nay.
My point is, did Batista view it as a demotion?
No, I think Dave looked at this as an opportunity to show his wares and shine on another platform.
Is there, how much thought is given to not just the quote unquote brand, but fresh matchups? Like, all right, he's already worked with all these guys, so we got to get a new crop of guys for him to mow down. Let's just move him to another night and line them up.
Yeah, that definitely helps. And they're regardless of sometimes what we want to think and what the perception might be, there is crossover on the shows, but also there's not crossover. So to the SmackDown audience, Batista was new. And yes, looking at that and looking at where we were, there is a whole crop of new opponents for Batista on that show, and that definitely helps.
It's our main event. It's Big Dave Batista taking on JBL for the world title. JBL is going to come to the ring in a motorcade, tons of confetti falling from the ceiling, and they get plenty of time here. The match is maybe, I don't know, less than awesome, and your man would say, this was like the longest sleeper spot in WWE history. Dave finally fought free and hit a big back suplex. Crowd, however, was still sleeping. When they woke up, they were grumpy. After a show this bad, a great main event was needed, and this was not that great main event. Dave snapped and beat on him in the crowd. Taz said the ref was allowing a lot of leeway because he knew what was at stake. Yep, DQ's a coming. Ref takes a bump, and Orlando wallops Dave with a chair shot to the back. Ref wakes up, but Dave kicks out. This is a no-win situation, Craig noted, since the winner has to wrestle The Undertaker. He's got a point there. JBL hit the clothesline from hell, but the ref was busy trying to get his earpiece back in. Really, the crowd is comatose here. Orlando hit the ring again and got backdropped to the outside. My God, please end this already. Batista hit the sidewalk slam. Then Orlando hit the ring again, He had a chair, but Dave confiscated it and hit both guys. And of course, the ref woke right up for the DQ. What a poetic ending to this shit fest. Dave destroyed both men with chair shots afterwards. Thanks for coming. Please drive safely. 2 stars. I don't always love the way Brian writes up matches, and I know you don't. But this was
I don't love anything about Brian Alvarez.
This was not a great match. This was a styles clash. Is this one of those deals where it looks good on paper, but then they just don't mesh? Or is it we're just over convoluted with the finish? We've got too much gaga. Why didn't this work? It feels like a really weak ass finish, especially following what we just saw with Ray and Eddie, which had sort of a flimsy story. And I know you love the story, but I didn't. But goddamn, the match was so good. And then you get here and you're like, well, they told a pretty good story. And then the bell rang, as you say, and it's just, I don't know. It was a miss for me. What say you?
It wasn't the greatest, and it was a clash of styles, and it just didn't gel, really. And I think sometimes when you're not going to have it gel, there is a tendency to dress it up as much as you can with everything that you can. You live and you learn, and that's kind of where we ended up on this. So the story was there, but I don't think that they got better. Look, they definitely found their rhythm and found that sweet spot with one another. But this one was clearly a little clunky, and you could tell it was a feeling out period. So not the best, but I didn't think it was that terrible by any stretch of the imagination.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.